And this is the compact motorhome of the year. It's the brand new Hymer Van 314 SL. And look how diddy it is. It's only 5.45 metres long, which makes it pretty much the smallest low profile motorhome you can buy. Despite that, it's still got an Alco chassis. It's still got Hymer quality. It's only 2.2 metres wide as well, so it's not a lot wider than the van conversion. And if we take a look around the back, despite its size, this motorhome has a garage. This third flap in the rear panel is an option, but you do get the two side doors as standard. And then inside, you've got access to the inboard freshwater tank. You've got access to the wastewater drain valve, so that's in a frost protected position. And you can reach into the wardrobe, so if you want to get raincoat out from outside, you can do that. And of course there's a door from there into the internal aspects of the vehicle. Now, being a Hymer, you get quite a high spec cab. It's got the hill holder and Traction Plus features as standard. And these are the nice captain style seats. They're expensively trimmed and they swivel around to face this sort of half dinette lounge area. Table's not the biggest, but then this is a tiny little motorhome and it does have a pull-out extension. So if you use it as a 3-berth, you'll all be able to comfortably dine. There's plenty of table space for 3. Plenty of light too, with this big sunroof that opens above. And the detailing is superb. You've even got heater ducts going into the cab, if only more manufacturers did that. The half dinette holds no surprises, but it is quite comfortable. And up above, the TV bracket swings out far enough to face the rear bedroom if you're feeling lazy of a morning and want a bit of breakfast telly. But the thing that really impresses for such a small van is not just that it's built like any other Hymer, as well as any motorhome you can buy, but there's storage everywhere. Under the half dinette seating, a big pull-out drawer. In the floor, hidden storage, quite deep that. The kitchen, big drawer space there. More pull-out storage and even a little waste bin. And then the wardrobe, internal access, as well as access from the top. And there's more storage there, nicely hidden away. Now, the kitchen itself might not impress you so much. If you're a keen cook, you've just got the 2 burners, there's no grill or oven, there's nowhere to put such things in such a small vehicle. Remember, this is the same size as a medium wheelbase panel van conversion. So you've just got the 2 burners and sink, a little bit of worktop and a little bit more with this worktop flap. But the detailing continues. You've got main socket conveniently positioned, you've got a little magazine rack. Everything's been well thought. There's even a hook for your tea towel. Then at night you will need the ladder, but it's got comfortable wooden treads, and more importantly the bed has a really good thick mattress. It's very comfortable. There are windows at both ends, and Hymer provide boards so you don't kick and damage the blinds, and there's a roof vent as well, so you've got plenty of ventilation if you're camping in a very hot climate. There's also the option to have this bed at about 20 centimetres lower, so if the height of the bed is putting you off, don't let that stop you buying a Hymer van. Now, the other thing to consider is the washroom, of course, hidden behind a timber door. It's a bijou space, but it's probably all you need. It's got swivel cassette toilet, flip down basin, there's just about enough room to have a shower in there, and it's even got a pull down rail so you can hang up wet clothes, say when you've been out walking. So what have we got? A 5.45 metre low profile with a garage, a great fixed bed, Hymer quality, and the whole thing costs £48,000 as you see it here. Now that's less than a lot of van conversions at 50 grand plus. So not only is it a really neat package, but it's stonking value. I always say that the keys to a great motorhome holiday are a good drive and a good bed. Now, with a fixed bed of this sort of quality, you're guaranteed a decent night's sleep, and with a vehicle of this size, it will drive really well. It'll be so easy to manoeuvre and park. driving will be just like a big car. And here we have the family motorhome of the year. What do families look for in a motorhome? Well, lots of space, lots of value for money, and not a great big price tag. Now, the thing that's unusual about this, or the most unusual thing about this, is the Renault cab. We've seen Renault Masters before, but not in rear-wheel drive form. This has got twin rear wheels, so it takes over really where the old big Ford Transits and even some of the Mercedes Sprinters used to be. But value for money, this big 7.2 metre motorhome retails at 42 grand, as you see it here, and that's with a 135 bhp engine. You can upgrade to 165 if that's not enough. Now, the key thing about this layout is the garage, and it's absolutely massive, so big that you can keep a few kids or even some adults in here. Now, when I go on a motorhoming holiday, my kids want to take virtually the whole house with them, and in this Remor they'd probably have space to take most of what they want. You can't get a much bigger garage than this, and crucially you can upgrade the chassis from the standard 3.5 tonne all the way up to 4.25 tonnes. Now, that means you'll have to check that your licence is adequate for a 4.25 tonne vehicle, but if it is, you'll have a whopping payload. Now, kids love overcab beds, and you won't find a much bigger one than this. It simply pulls out and the mattress sections just drop into place. You've got reading lights up there, loads of headroom. It's a really good bed. Cab seats swivel. The one criticism we found with this vehicle when we drove it is the shortest member of our judging panel couldn't actually reach the pedals because the seats are quite high when they're facing forwards in relation to the driving position. That said, when they're swiveled round, they're at the right height for relaxing dining, and this is a decent sized lounge area. The table too is a good size. It's not in the way when it's folded like this, but it's still useful for coffees and so on. When the whole family want to dine, it's a really good size dinner table, and it twists and swings so that you can all get to your seating. Fold it back and you've got two 3-point rear belts there. You have got a lap belt for rear facing seat here, but we wouldn't recommend that unless it was just a very occasional use. Now, imagine you've got your family on board and look at all this space. If you're cooking family meals, 3-burner hob, okay, the oven isn't big, but you've got an oven and plenty of worktop, lots of room to prepare dinner. Fridge, unusually as a compressor model, but it's a decent size, and there's loads of storage, big lockers. Bathroom's good too, that's generously sized with a proper separate shower, and then more storage at the back, twin wardrobes, and look, another big double bed. There's a ladder again for that, but if you're reasonably tall, you probably won't need it because there's a step. Plenty of comfort, headboard, reading lights. It's another good bed, and the windows unusually in the back wall on one side, so you can comfortably sit up without worrying about damaging your blinds or whatever, and that gives you more through light in the vehicle. No wonder this van feels so spacious. So From Italy, the Remor Koala Elite 722. It's our family motorhome of the year. Why? Because it's great value. From the Renault cab right through, 7.2 metres of space. Great family van, as long as there's only 4 of you. Yeah, lots of payload, lots of space, lots for your money.